Live from Columbus, Ohio, this is the Get Business Credit YouTube channel with your host, Josh Van Horn. Subscribe now and hit the bell notification right now to stay up to date as soon as we release new business credit gems. Take it over, Josh.
Hey, YouTube. Welcome to the Get Business Credit YouTube channel. It's Josh again. We have a special guest again. He's back again. Steve, the CEO of eCredable. So we did one just recently about the personal credit. That's over on Credit Josh. And we did already the demo for the eCredable business lift. I think it was a couple months ago. And we just want to do a refresh and check in with Steve and see if there's any updates and, you know, kind of reinforce how important the eCredable lift is and maybe answer some questions that some people might have had from the past. So with all that being said, you guys make sure you please hit that subscribe button. I'm constantly putting out new content that's going to help you build your business credit up and bring on, you know, big names like Steve, you know, has a lot of history in the business credits world. So I'm going to let Steve take it over from here. Thanks for joining us again, Steve, on the Get Business Credit YouTube channel.
Great. Thanks for having me again, Josh. You know, it's been a few months since we last talked, and I think one of the developments on our end is now when you sign up for eCredable Business Lift, we report your monthly subscription to all four of the major credit business bureaus in the United States. So that includes Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, and Creditsafe. And so I think something that's kind of neat about eCredable Business Lift is for companies that are just getting started. You know, they just are at ground zero building their business credit. One of the benefits you get when you sign up for Business Lift is we automatically create an account for you at all four of those bureaus. So you don't need to reach out to Dun and Bradstreet and set up a Dun's number. That happens automatically. The same thing happens at Experian, at Equifax, at Creditsafe. So you don't need to contact any of those credit bureaus and get anything set up. We'll do that for you automatically. So that's a nice benefit. The second thing is your monthly subscription, which is only $9.95, is an account that we report on your behalf to all four of those business credit bureaus. So even if you haven't had time to do anything else yet, to create a business trade reference in your credit reports, at least your eCredable business subscription will show up in all those business credit reports. So again, you know, just by signing up, you get your files established, you get the reports established, and you get your first trade line on your report, and now you're off and running. So that's I think that's a nice benefit to the product.
Yeah, it's actually very similar. You guys understand, a lot of people talk about the NAV Business Boost, which I promote as well. This is a lot cheaper, but it basically does the same exact thing in a sense as far as getting that trade line reported. And it reports to 4 instead of 3 business credit bureaus. And there's a lot of talk from different YouTubers are out there saying, just sign up NAV Business Boost, $39.99 a month, do that under 2 different like accounts, but for the same business, just to get that reporting. Well, that's silly and a waste of money, in my opinion, when you could just, you know, do the NAV Business Boost and eCredable, you know?
Yep.
So let me put on your screen here so you can just kind of take it over there. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Sure.
So I'm going to explain that.
Yeah, real quick.
Watch it before.
Yeah, if you haven't heard about Business Lift, you know, what we built here is a very affordable way for you to build stronger financial profiles at the business credit bureaus. As you know, information only shows up in your business credit reports when it's an account used in the name of the business. And so we see a lot of small businesses that even work from home. You know, it's just a home-based business. But you know what? If you're working from home and you're certainly using the internet and paying a power bill, and you probably have a cell phone, we can report all 3 of those accounts in the name of your business to Creditsafe, you know, one of the 4 credit bureaus out there. We can report other types of accounts to Equifax. Equifax doesn't accept telecom accounts, because they're already getting those reported from those kind of companies like, T-Mobile and Verizon and AT&T, but we can't report other types of accounts that are in the name of your business. So a good example of an account that a lot of people choose to use is a virtual office. As a small business, you certainly want to put on a really good face to your customers, and a lot of people choose to set up a virtual office in order to do that. Well, that's a good, solid account that you can have reported to business credit bureaus that, again, makes your business look financially more viable and stronger. So what you see here on the screen are just some examples of, this is a mock-up of the kinds of things that are frequently reported. People, we report their eCredable subscription automatically. A lot of people have their lease reported. Some people do the mobile phone. Some people might set up a vendor or supplier that we can report on their behalf. Josh gives you some great advice on some basic vendor accounts that you should set up that automatically report to D&B, for example. But some of those companies don't report to the other bureaus. So when you have that link to your eCredable account, we can report that to Equifax and Creditsafe on your behalf.
Yeah, there's some of them in you guys' database that only report to, say, automatically. They're only reporting to Quill. Yeah. But I mean, say for instance, Quill is only reporting to D&B, and that's hit or miss. But with you guys' service, it's not even manual verification. It's part of that. What is it per month again? For
$9.95.
Yeah. So there's a higher setup fee though, right?
Yeah, the original setup fee when you initially set up your account is $49.95, but after that it's just $9.95 a month.
Yeah, and you guys make sure I'll share it towards the end, but Steve was kind enough to give us a discount, so you guys will get a discount as well for the initial sign-up fee. But then you get reported every single month. You're going to get that for $9.95. It gets reported every single month to all four, right, for the subscription.
Yep.
And then you also can get any of the ones that they have in their database. Those are free as well, right?
Right. Yeah, there's about 2,000. There's about 2,000 companies that we link to electronically, and that's free. That's included in the $9.95. And then accounts that we can't link to for whatever the reasons are, we can do a manual verification for you. And that allows us to, most of the time it's a three-way call with you and the service provider and the verification person, where they're simply calling to verify that you are paying the account on time, and then we can create the necessary information to provide those accounts to Equifax and to Creditsafe.
Yeah, I personally done this when I signed up. Like I said, you guys, I test everything out myself. I paid the fee, and that's $9.95 for the ones that that's just a standard membership fee that's being reported to all four bureaus. As a positive payment, Tradeline, but then you can add in, like, say, Uline or Quill, and get those reported to some of the agencies as well, because some of these only report to, say, just one bureau. So taking advantage of this, you can actually get it reported to just more than one, so that's always helpful. I also did the manual verification. That's what's that, Steve, for each one of those? I forget. It's been a couple months.
It's $19.95.
Okay, so I did, I think, 4 or 5. I did my answering service. I did a phone telecom service that I use as well, voice over IP service. Actually, the voice over IP service you guys already had in the database, which was great. So that didn't cost me anything more. But it's a simple thing is after you add that in on the manual verification part, if it's not in their database, you pay for that, and then usually within 1 or 2 days you'll get a call from their verification department, and they will ask you if you have enough time to do the verification. So they'll do a 3-way call with the company and get to the credit department and basically you're giving eCredable authority, basically authorization to ask questions on behalf of your account.
Yep.
You know, how long you've been in bit, or how long you've been doing business with them, when was the last invoice, and if it's been paid on time. So that was my firsthand experience.
Great.
You know, and that got reported. So I think that's, you know, I wanted to give you guys my review based on that. So, you know, I'll get sorry to take it over there, Steve. I didn't mean to do that. I just kind of wanted to let them know, like, my firsthand experience on how it went with me, you know, because I did 4 different accounts, you know.
Yep. So, you know, maybe one other thing that we can touch on before I go, Josh, when I think about, you know, in our customer service experience, when we talk to so many small businesses, what are the common questions that come up? What are the things that we get the most? Probably one of the biggest questions that we get over and over and over again is that most small business owners, many of them, when they're building business credit, it's the first time they've ever done this. You know, so it's kind of new to them, and they don't really understand the differences between building personal credit and building business credit. Building credit's always going to be the same. You know, the more positive information you get in report, the better it is. But I think most people think once they've learned how personal credit works, that those same rules apply to building business credit. And that's just not the case. You know, with our personal credit reports, I think everybody knows that there's all kinds of federal laws and regulations that determine how the information gets updated, who can access your report, you know, what's a soft pull, what's a hard pull. All those kinds of things are fairly well understood by most people. And so people just assume that when they start talking about their business credit, it's just going to be the same. Well, it's absolutely not the same. They're actually quite different. And there's 2 big differences. The first of all, in the business credit bureau world, there are no regulations. There are no rules. All the business credit bureaus have their own rules. They have their own pricing policy, their own reports, their own scores. They have different scores with different score ranges. They're all different. And so, unfortunately, you have to spend time learning about the nuances between those differences. And that's why what I encourage you to simply, you know, pay attention to what Josh says, because he spends a lot of time helping you with that. The second thing I would say to you with respect to that is that you can always look in your personal credit. If you have a credit card from Bank of America, you see the name Bank of America right in your credit report. But if you look in your business credit report, you don't see the names of the companies that you're doing business with. They get put into buckets. And so, for example, when you sign up for eCredable Lift and you say, hey, I want to report my cell phone and my landline and my power bill and my internet bill, those are all considered business services. And so they get stuffed into this bucket called business services. And so when you go pull your Experian report or your DNB report or your Equifax report, you don't see the names of the companies that you're doing business with. And that's really frustrating to a lot of small business owners, because they'll sign up for something like Business Lift and go, hey, I just linked my internet company and I don't see it on my credit report. Where is it? You know, why can't I see it? Well, you can't see it and you're not going to see it because it gets stuck in this thing called business services or maybe communication services or something like that. And so you have to, unfortunately, trust the system a little bit and know that it is being included in your credit report, but it's just really hard for you to see. And so, you know, Josh, I don't know if you have any more you want to add on that.
Yeah, I mean, and
we spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, and there's a reason why they have it that way, because of competitors,
Yeah.
so they don't want to put, you know, the companies in there up for the public. There is only one other way you can do, and I've touched this on the past, and even Experian touched on it, the Business Advantage. They show the last 4 digits of the account number if you buy the most expensive plan, which is the $189 per year. But other than that, you're not going to see the name of the company, so don't freak out or anything if you're like not seeing the name or you don't see the credit limit or whatever. And I guess another thing I want to touch on, just because one person brought it up or 2 people brought these 2 things up about eCredable. One is the fact that when you see the business services, say on your Experian credit report, if you're paying for the actual Experian business credit report, and you see that $10 and it says 100%, that does not mean that it's 100% utilization. That means that you're current 100%. So that's not affecting your score in a negative way whatsoever. So we had somebody bring that up, so I wanted to put that out there. And then the second thing was about the customer service. You guys have to understand, you know, they're not charging much as it is. It's $9.95 a month, you know, and it's not like they have a call center like Chase or some big bank or whatever, credit reporting like TransUnion, where they have 10,000 agents and stuff. There's a reason the price is so low. I'm sure they could probably charge you guys $200 a month and have customer service answering anytime you want, but I don't think you guys want that. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory on their website and on everything, and they got good resources, and you can always comment, and I'm pretty good about answering questions on these topics. I'm very well versed on business credit reporting in general, and I'll be happy to try to answer any questions I can answer for you. But real quick, I noticed something, Steve, that you guys have a section about on the once you sign up and add the accounts, it's like a marketplace where you kind of like what Credit Karma shows, you know, personal cards. You guys have business cards and business ways to get business loans or whatever, credit lines. So I thought that would be neat just to show that real quick, that you guys can give some little bit of course, it's, you know, advertising, but it still gives you options there that you may not know about.
Yeah, so what we wanted to do was to help a small business owner just identify opportunities for financial products that we've vetted. You know, we've looked at these companies and we know that they're good, upstanding companies. And so we put them into, you know, business credit cards, loans, lines of credits you can apply for. You can read all the different categories here. But if I were to click on, you know, business credit cards, what you're going to see here is, well, it opens a new tab. So I need to change my tab here real quick, if I can do that. Hold on just a second. Apologize for that.
Yeah, you should be able to just change tabs, I think.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Let me share my screen here again real quick.
Because also when you click on those links that they have in there, that's one of the ways that helps also support eCredable as well. Just like you guys are supporting me on watching the channel, you know, and being able to sign up and them give you guys a discount, you know, use their links as well if it's something that you're wanting to explore. They offer, you know, different ones, cards and stuff, you know.
Yeah, so here's just here's a list of cards that, you know, we vetted and we think are good products and fairly priced and offer good benefits. And so that's available.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I think you have ones for like business lines of credit as well.
Yep, exactly.
You know, all the information is there. Yes, there's other sites that have these same things, but this is kind of all in one. They're trying to, you know, put everything all in one for you guys. So just one more, you know, added benefit. I forget what the discount is, but you guys, there's a coupon promo code for eCredable Business Lift that you guys can use. The link will be in the description below. I know Steve has other meetings, so I don't want to take up too much of his time, but I'm sure I'll have him back on maybe next month or so. I want to let you guys know that these different tools, you know, they're not that expensive. If you strategically use them the right way, they really help you a lot in business credit. You may only think they're only helping you a little bit, but, you know, it's, you know, it's baby steps you need to take, but you can literally achieve like what I got, over 400,000 in business credit cards, and only 20% is personal guaranteed. I did that, you know, on this YouTube channel from March of last year till this past March. So, you know, using different tools like this, you know, so it's all possible. You guys just have to do your research and pay attention and stuff, you know. But yeah, with all that being said, do you have any final words here, Steve?
No, Josh, it's great spending time with you again, and we'll keep plugging away and have some more to share the next time we get to speak with you. Yeah,
definitely. So you guys, the page looks just like this. I'll have it in the links description below, and you guys just sign up, and I think there's like a promo code or whatever, and it'll help you at least a little bit for that initial sign up fee, and you know, get working at it. I mean, it's you know, building business credit, you can do as fast as you want, you know, and it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg, you know. You can open so many doors. But with all that being said, you guys take care. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Share this video, you know, with others on Facebook or whatever. Give the video a thumbs up, and make sure you sign up for eCredable. It's, you know, it's very minimal cost, and it's going to report to, you know, all 4 bureaus. Real quick, Steve and Sonia, that was a separate bureau, but didn't Equifax buy them?
Yeah, Equifax acquired them, and they've effectively merged all that now.
Okay, who's that used by? Do you know?
And Sonia is super popular in the transportation and construction industries.
Okay, so if we have a lot of people in the transportation business, so that's something that's you guys just heard it. It's important in the transportation, you know. So if you're in transportation, that's even a more reason to sign up for eCredable.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys take care. Thank you guys so much, and thanks again, Steve, for coming on Get Business Credit again.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay. Bye-bye.